Well, welcome to our Four Lakes Village Market Update webinar. I'm Ron Wilstein, a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide in Park City, Utah, and I'm glad you're joining me for this informative webinar. I want to begin by looking at the Park City real estate market, and then we will focus in on the Four Lakes Village activity over the past year. In Park City, over the past 12 months, there's been 1,456 closed sales. Now that consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land. That's all real estate brokerages combined. And that is up 10% or 137 sales from the 12-month period the year before. When we focus in on homes, condominiums, and lot, this graph here will do it. You'll notice that the red bars look at the period of time from October 2014 through September 2015. The gold or tan color bars are the 12-month period the year before. So we're looking at a year-to-year comparison of closed sales. Home sales are up by 4%, climbing from 508 sales all the way up to 530 sales. Condominiums saw the greatest increase in activity with a 24% jump from 590 sales all the way to 732 sales. And then the lot market is a bit down by 12% from 221 sales to 194 sales. Now do keep in mind that we have limited inventory in terms of vacant land in Park City, and so you can't really sell that which you do not have. That accounts for the decline as opposed to a lack of interest in buying vacant land. What about prices? Everyone's always curious about what's happening with property values. Here we're looking at a graph that looks at home medium sold prices for that same period of time, October 2014 through September 2015 in red, with the other bar being the 12 months before that. This time we've broken it up into Park City, city limits, and the Snyderville Basin, which is kind of the county area of Park City. Medium sold prices increased in the city limits by 4% from a median price of $1,300,000 to $1,350,000. But we saw a 19% jump in the Snyderville Basin, where the median sold price rose from $725,000 to $50,000 all the way up to $862,500. So that's quite a jump. Nice to see 19% appreciation. The condominium market in the city limits was slightly up by about 1%, rising from $539,950 or say $540,000 up to $545,000. So a 5,000% increase equals about a 1% gain. In the Snyderville Basin, again, that's where we saw the biggest gain, 12%, with the median condominium price rising from $345,000 all the way to $387,500. So it's nice to see the impact that's having on property values. The lot market also saw increases, so even though the number of lot sales were down, prices are up. In the city limits, 23%. Median price rising from $550,000 to $676,185. Now again, keep in mind, we're not talking about a lot of sales, so you might have one or two sales that were superior lots, and that might account for this increase. So I don't want you to look at the 23% and say overall the values of land just skyrocketed by 23% over the past year. It's usually impacted by exactly what sold. In Snyderville Basin, we saw a 9% increase, more sales there, of course, with the new value of $340,000. Previous median price was $311,750. So prices going up in every category. Now we want to look at cash. How many of these transactions are purchased with cash versus financing? You'll notice this graph goes back to 2007, and back then about 1 in 4 transactions were all cash. Then you can see from about 2010 on, it's been 1 out of 2 have been cash. Now, the first quarter of this year, 2015, we actually saw the highest number of sales of all cash, 56%. Wow. A lot of cash buying real estate. You do see a drop in the second quarter to 43%, and that isn't necessarily that people ran out of money as much as there's great interest rates. There's a few more loan programs available that there weren't in the past, and So people are taking advantage of that, but all in all, it's still a very high number. Now let's turn our attention to Four Lakes Village. That's probably why you tuned into this webinar. Condominium sales are up by 100% over last year in Four Lakes Village. Now specifically, we're looking at an increase from 3 sales to 6 sales. So it is a 100% increase. Lots of interest in people buying Four Lakes Villages with limited inventory on the market. In fact, none presently. Four Lakes Villages sales are occurring at a pace of 1 sale every 61 days. Now we call this absorption rate because what we're doing is we're looking at the past sales and judging what the rate of sale has been over the past year, and then we look at the current inventory and we can make certain observations as to how long it should take new listings to sell at Four Lakes. So with them selling at a pace of 1 sale every 61 days, that's very strong. Now currently there are no condominiums on the market in Four Lakes, and so I can't tell you what the absorption rate for the current inventory is because there are none. Selling prices at Four Lakes have ranged anywhere from $1,125,000 all the way to $1,395,000, with the medium sold price being $1,258,638, which is up 9% from the previous year's value. Previously, it was $1,150,000, now $1,258,638, 9% gain. Nice, Four Lakes Village. Now, if you'd like to receive specific information on the condos that I'm referencing here, send me an email, ron@thewilsteinteam.com, or my colleague Doug at thewilsteinteam.com. We're happy to send you information on sold condos at Four Lakes or anywhere in Park City for that matter, and active listings, which, as I've said, there are presently none. But let me just share with you before we wrap up here how you can get information on the Four Lakes Village whenever you wish. And we typically do these webinars about every 6 months, but you don't have to wait for the next webinar to get an update. Simply go to viewparkcityrealestate.com/Four Lakes Village. If you want a little shorter version or shorter address, type in thewilsteinteam.com/Four Lakes Village. Bookmark either of those and it would take you directly to where you want to be. In fact, let me just take you there so you can see it. I'm now going to viewparkcityrealestate.com. That's our main website. We actually have 3 that we market properties from that are exclusively our own, plus a whole bunch of others. Then what you do is you go to the browser window, you type in viewparkcityrealestate.com Four Lakes Village, and that will take you to this page. This page is specifically devoted to Four Lakes Village, gives you a little bit of information about your neighborhood. And then there are 2 buttons here. One is the green button to watch a webinar for an update on Four Lakes Village, which in effect is what you're doing right now. Or you can go to this maroon button which says send current sales data for Four Lakes Village condominiums. This will give you listings that are active, pending transactions, and closed transactions. Just hover over it, it changes colors, click on it, and it takes you to a form that would take you all of about a minute, if not less, to fill out. It's entitled Current Sales Data Request. All you do is put in your address or the name of your condo, check that it's a condominium, assuming it's a Four Lakes, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and you can mark on here if you're considering buying or selling, or you have no plans to buy or sell, whatever's applicable. And then fill in your name. I have it automatically filling in mine right now, but here you'd put in your name, first name, last name, your email address, and if you're interested in receiving our Park City Market Talk or Park City Link newsletter, I should say, include your mailing address if we don't already have it. If you have specific questions that you want to ask in the comment box, just type them in there and then go to the green button, push submit form, and I will receive that and will contact you and get you that information that you're after. There's no cost, there's no obligation, just an easy way to be kept informed about what's happening in your particular neighborhood. So with that in mind, let's continue. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to wrap up with giving you a quick update on Vail Resort's improvements of Park City Resort. As you probably know, they have been investing $50 million in improvements. This, of course, consists of merging the Park City Mountain Resort with Canyons Resort. The way they're doing this is with the Quicksilver gondola. It's going up the columns. The towers are already in place. They're stringing it, and very exciting. Some new views that we haven't seen in the past. But this is the gondola that connects the two resorts, which are now officially one resort called Park City Resort. Then there's a new restaurant going in at the base of the Quicksilver gondola, which also happens to be the base area of the Silverload Express lift, which you're probably more familiar with. Brand new restaurant. The interiors are going in right now, and pretty exciting. Well worth checking out. And then another huge improvement that they did, and of course they've done more than what I'm going to cover here, but at the mother load lift at the new base, that's what this picture is here over my shoulder, is they've converted that 4-passenger lift into a 6-pack or 6-person high-speed lift. So that's going to rush you up the hill very quickly, so you get more skiing in, and that's a nice improvement. So, and that's just some. There's others that I'm not covering here, but gives you a quick snapshot of what's been going on. Park City Resort will be opening, or at least scheduled to open, November 21st, so that's not very far off. A little over a month away from where we are today. If you haven't already, you may want to get an Epic Pass. If you live in Park City, you can get the Locos Epic Pass. If you prefer that one, it's a couple $100 less. I think it's now $595, went up a little bit. Or $200 more, you get the Epic Pass, which gives you unlimited skiing, no blackout dates for President's Week or the week between Christmas and New Year's. In any event, the Epic Pass is terrific. It allows you access to 7,300 acres of skiable and rideable terrain at the Park City Resort. But this pass also is good at Vail, and it's good at Beaver Creek, and it's good in Breckenridge. It's good in Tahoe. It's good at all of Vail owned and operated resorts worldwide. So you can even go to Perisher in Australia, and with this pass ski over there. So great pass to get, well worth the money. So check it out. Now, I'd be remiss to not mention Deer Valley, of course. Deer Valley is still open for mountain biking, as are the other resorts. But they will be opening, historically they open about the first week and in December, assuming there's good snow. As you know, Deer Valley has high quality standards. They're not opening unless it meets with those standards. But you may be skiing as early as the first weekend in December, but do plan to make your way up there. If for nothing else, for a great lunch or dinner. This question's been asked a lot lately. What impact will Vail's improvements have on the Park City real estate market? I'm not going to cover it in this webinar in the interest of time, but in our upcoming Park City Market Talk webinar for October, which will be posted on our website October 15th, I'm going to be discussing that specific question. What impact is the improvements, $50 million of improvements, having on the Park City real estate market? So we'll talk about that then. Well worth checking out. Finally, as we conclude, let me just say that if you own a Four Lakes Village condo and you're curious what your property may be worth, really easy to find out. Just go to BuyParkCity.com, scroll down from that home page, landing page, to the Learn What Your Property is Worth section, complete that form, or send myself or Doug an email. And again, I'll just real quickly take you to that page so you'll see it. Here's the home page. Scroll down, you're going past the Start Park City search. That's if you were looking for properties, you search real quickly that way. Then you go down a little bit lower and you come to this section here titled Learn What Your Property is Worth in Today's Market. Similar form to what I showed you earlier here. You fill it out very briefly. It takes you less than a minute. The only difference is at the bottom here, it says I'm interested in additional information about the following items. The first one, check it. Contact me now for a free property value assessment. And you can contact any of these others if they're of interest to you. But if you check that and then click the green button, Submit Form, we will contact you and we will give you a free analysis. There's no cost, there's no obligation. We won't bug you afterwards, none of that. But we're just always interested in getting good, valuable information to people who own property here in Park City and Deer Valley. So with that in mind, if you have any questions, send me an email, or Doug, if you want to call, include your phone number. And do check out our Market Talk webinar, especially in October, where we deal with the Vail impact on Park City real estate. But we always cover general statistics about the marketplace. We go into greater detail than my summary on this webinar. So good information. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. I hope you have found it beneficial and informative, and hope to see you on the mountain skiing and riding this upcoming ski season, if you're not still golfing. Bye-bye.